Welcome to the Life of Being podcast, where we discuss about all things life from a healthcare perspective all around the world. I'm Kelly Tan, and on each episode, we'll dive into stories, science, and wisdom to help you live well, think deeper, and express life fully. On our very first episode today, we are excited and honored to have a very good friend of mine. We have Dr. Saslyn Padayachee. We knew each other when we were working in the same place in Liverpool previously. And in today's episode, we'll dive into Dr. Sashlyn's story, how she picked up the chiropractic calling and became a chiropractor, why did she chose the United Kingdom after completing studies in South Africa, and how she navigates where she is in life now. So listen to this episode if you're someone who overthinks and is feeling lost in life. There's lots of gems and quote by Dr. Sashlyn. So get ready your pen and paper and enjoy the show. Today we have a very special guest to kickstart our first episode. Dr. Saslyn Padayachee is a doctor of chiropractic from Johannesburg, South Africa, and have been practicing in Liverpool for the past few years. Dr. Saslyn's passion lies in helping people achieve their optimum way of being and feel at home in their bodies. She's especially dedicated to supporting pregnant moms and babies, but has worked with everyone from athletes to laborers and has been supporting the Change Your Life cycle team from South Africa. What drives her is a deep fascination with the human body's potential and the power of small, consistent changes to create lasting transformation. Dr. Sashlyn, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
So, for those who may not know you, tell us who is Dr. Sashlyn?
Oh, that is always such a tough question. I feel like there's so much that goes on to make a single person, but thank you for that introduction. So I'm Sashlyn. I'm from originally from South Africa, Johannesburg. I did all my schooling down there, and then decided to take the plunge and come up to the UK. So I've been here now for a couple of years. Not 100% sure why I've traded in sunny South Africa for the UK weather, but here we are. And yeah, like I'm here because I'm super passionate about people. I'm passionate about helping them and I'm passionate about getting the world back into a good place, which sounds like a tough job, but I know that we've got some good people around us that are really helping to kind of get us all back there. All starts with the small things, charity starts at home, so you've got to start with what you can start with, and slowly but surely it all starts to kind of tie in together and affect each other. But yeah, I'm working at the moment a lot with pregnant moms and babies. That's kind of where life has taken me. I was always quite interested in sports, so I do have quite a good knowledge of that, and I work a lot with sports teams, with the normal athletes coming in, seeing us for a little bit of TLC. But yeah, I think more than anything, it's just yeah, it's from my soul to your soul type of thing. That's the type of work that I'm into. But yeah, that's me in a nutshell.
That's amazing. What is the change between supporting athletes to supporting pregnant mom and babies? Like when did you change? Like,
So I think sport was always such a big part of my life growing up. I played sport. My family played sport. We watched a lot of sport. So I was really into kind of everything. There wasn't really one that I can say I liked more than other. But yeah, that was kind of the driving force. I was like, I want to be there. I want to be helping them. And then I realized athletes are really not nice people. No, they are good people.
they're
They are good
typical,
people.
isn't
But
it?
it's a tough place to be.
Mm,
Obviously you're working with a lot of timelines, a lot of deadlines, and in a lot of cases you're working with not just what brings people joy, but also what is probably their profession. So it really does become quite difficult. And it kind of just changed for me. I started to see one pregnant person, then
mm.
another and another. So pregnancy is kind of where it started for me. And the thing with pregnancy is that eventually they have the baby. And so you've got to kind of change things a little bit to start
Yes.
to work with the little ones. What is cool though is that you can kind of look at babies as little athletes. They are doing quite a lot in a
Mm.
small amount of time. So it's in some degrees the same. So yeah, just we just alter it a little bit, but for the most part, yeah, that's kind of where life has taken me now.
How does like do moms like every time they're done with it, be like, oh, that's the baby, and how does that conversation brings you to
So,
asking them to get checked with the babies?
so that's I think that's where the tough part comes in, is that you're laying groundwork from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Um, a lot of this is just, if you can educate your patients, your clients, whoever it is, correctly, then it makes the rest of the journey so much easier. So
Okay.
my goal is that by the time the 9 months is up and mom is getting ready to have her baby, she understands what we do and why we do it, that we're not just there to click a couple bones and hope for the best, pop and pray, as some people would say, that we're actually there to start to influence lives and help everyone kind of be in their optimal state of being. So by the time baby comes around, the mom should be so on board with it, the family should be so on board with it, that yeah, they're coming in, and it's not a pressure, it's not a stress, it's just part of the daily life.
Mm.
So yeah, it's a lot of communication, which I think is something that we definitely do lack a bit.
Do you? What do you mean by you like do you like in terms of saying like table talk like every time they come in or like doing
I
report or like
think
when you're talking about that?
there's a lot of conversations going on at the moment about just about what we treat, how we treat it, like also terminology that we're using, all of this. And so there's, I think, trying to communicate it to the patient, things become a little bit washed out. And
Mm.
so we dumb ourselves down to try and make them happy, to try and be on their level, which
Mm.
to a degree, we do kind of need. We definitely do need to communicate at the patient's level.
Yes.
But in saying that as well, we've got to be open and honest with them and tell them what we really think and why we think it should be good. So, yeah, like that's why I feel a lot of times after, and we become comfortable, really, after seeing patients, or I keep using the word patients, but after
It's
you
all right.
seeing people for an extended amount of time, we become comfortable with them. If we start to speak to them, we start to speak to them about things that are maybe not related to what we're doing, which that's fine. You're building rapport,
Mm.
you're building that connection with the patients, but it gets to a point then when you're not discussing what you're doing and why you're doing it, and like I said, just becomes a watered down version of a, oh, by the way. So yeah, I think that's an important thing, to be really conscious of what you're saying
Mm.
and why you're saying it and the message you want to portray.
So is it more on like building connection so that people trust in you, in your expertise, and like whatever you're going to say, if it makes sense, obviously, it's
Mhm.
going to be like, okay, that makes sense for us to get checked with the nervous system and the body and how it
Exactly.
functions. That's amazing.
Exactly. I think that a lot of the times where we're trying to show people things, we're trying to explain it to them, and
Mm.
we come from a place of, we know, we've done this
Right.
for so many years, we've gotten so much education on it, and I'm sure there's probably fields that we're not experts in, but we kind of expect everyone to be on that level, and just because I've done something, or just because I've said something once, we should all be understanding of it,
Yeah.
and it's not really like that. So it is
Yeah.
about driving that thought home all the time.
Mm. I think it's yeah, I think you mentioned that previously also like you think that you say once and people will remember forever. Like it took us like 5, 6 years at least to understand
Yeah.
what we're doing and you can't just expect people to say once and they remember forever.
Oh, for sure. I mean, if you think about that very, very first adjustment that you delivered, I
Mm.
mean, I think about mine. Mine was absolutely shocking. Like, I didn't know what I was feeling for. I had no idea what I was looking at. All I could see was the person in front of me in pain, because I'm pressing in like a really weird place and like maybe a
Right.
bit too much force.
Mm.
And it's only through repetition and
Mm.
kind of knowledge and understanding that you get that. So yeah, like it's the same as that. We wouldn't have, Rome wasn't built in a day, so we didn't get it in one day. We can't expect everybody else to either.
Exactly. It's repetition. So when did you knew this was your calling?
Oh, that is so it was I like the way that you phrase that, a calling, because that's really what I feel it was.
Tell us more.
Um from the time I was like quite young. Oh, I will preface this by saying that I was not a child that grew up on chiropractic. Like I was
Mm.
not from a baby up into like grown up being adjusted all the time. Even my family, it was like a once in a while. I, we were part of the people who were going in there just to fix a problem. I will admit that now we've grown and developed,
Oh, it starts somewhere,
but
isn't it?
yeah, yeah. But basically, I always used to be told, "Oh, you've got healing hands," and I used to think that was just
Really?
people's way. Yeah, I used to think that was just old people's way of telling me that they wanted a massage. I'm not gonna
Oh,
lie.
wait.
But and I always used to question it, like, are you really just saying that? And everyone would say, no, no, you do, you do. And I love that interaction with patients, with people, just hearing and talking. I remember like being with my grandparents and, you know, having that moment of, yes, okay, putting my hands on them, whether it be a massage, whether it be
Hmm.
a hug or anything, and information being relayed through that, emotions, feelings. So that's kind of where it all started. But I always thought that I'd be a physiotherapist. In South Africa, it's slightly different.
Mm.
It is a bit more hands-on than what we're seeing in the UK at the moment. But
Right.
that's just it. More because I wanted to be the person who ran onto the field when an athlete was having a problem. How times have changed. But yeah, and then I just remember going to shadow a physio clinic. I
Mm.
just didn't like it. There was just something there that just didn't resonate with me. Nothing
Mm.
wrong with the practice. I absolutely loved the people there. If I was ever seeking any sort of treatment, like I was still going there,
Mm.
but there's just something in it. And I remember my mom said, "Okay, well, go see the Cairo, like go to the student center
Mm.
or student clinic on campus. Go and
Okay.
have a see. It's people your age or roughly your age. Like they'll be able to help you and guide you." And I just remember going in there and just loving it. The interaction with with people coming in, the interaction between the students themselves with students and professors,
Mm.
and also just being able. I still remember there was a patient that came in, and the guy that I was shadowing, the conversation that they were having and how much this patient had kind of grown and developed and changed and how much more they were able to do. That's when I kind of sat down and I thought, yeah, I want to help people like that. I want to do that. And then yeah, kind of from there it all just fell into place. Everything just worked how it should have worked, and it's kind of how I knew I was on the right path.
Like, what's the difference between the fish? Because you mentioned like in South Africa, they're more hands-on also
Mm.
comparatively to in the UK per se. But what's the difference between like what you see? Is it like more lively or like the way they, manage people? Like how does it
How
feel?
does it yeah, so basically, back home, we obviously it's people tend to go towards more private healthcare. So because of
Okay.
that, it's really good.
Yeah.
It does mean that you've got more of a choice of where you want to go and what you
Yeah.
want to be doing. And so people would be able to get in with whoever they needed to ASAP. So because of that, physios there were doing a lot more. It was more kind of
Yeah.
soft tissue work. It was more treatment plans, care plans, and exercise based. So it was kind of a lot of things in one.
Yeah.
Um, Whereas over here, I think because of the processes that people need to follow in order to get to a physio,
Right.
they are seen as more rehab and more exercise as opposed
Yeah.
to soft tissue work and kind of, actually
Okay.
putting their hands on people. Obviously, different physios for different places, but that's just the main difference that I was seeing
Yeah.
between the
Like
two
what
spots.
like what is the difference between the physio back home and the chiro back home then in terms of because it's a student clinic and even that you notice it's so much like difference and that pulled you into chiropractic and to its way
Yeah.
on 10 years later.
So I mean, the biggest difference between physio and chiro in general, but especially what I saw back then, was just the adjustment. Because
Mm.
you can do as much soft tissue as you want, but sometimes there's just something there. There's something deeper down. The body's just not doing what it's meant to do. And I think seeing that and experiencing that, it was just different.
Mm.
So that was the biggest thing that I saw. Well, biggest difference, yeah.
And did you mention was it your parents or your grandparents that's the one that goes to a chiropractor or
My
uh
well, my parents mainly, my mom especially, she just struggled with a lot of low back pain, a lot of
right.
headaches,
Hey.
migraines, that sort of thing. My dad's a quite a good athlete, so he
Mm.
was always picking up something or the other.
Okay.
And quite recently, actually, I think it has a lot to do with the fact that I am where I am and I'm doing what I'm
Yeah.
doing. But my grandmother as well has been seeing a
Oh,
chiro. So
that's
I mean,
amazing.
she must have been what, in her 70s before seeing her first chiropractor, but it's never too
Okay.
late. Never too late.
So now to late there. Did you like ask her to get checked or like
Yeah, I did. I did.
oh nice.
I kind of said, look, something's got to change. You got to do
Exactly.
this.
It's gonna start from one person and then slowly just impact the whole
Exactly.
community.
Exactly.
That's
On
amazing.
that actually, it's kind of what is it's like that story or the movie where
Butterfly ripple effect.
yes, yeah. So you pay it forward. That's what it is. If
Oh,
anyone's got
okay.
some, that's a good one to
Pay
watch.
it forward.
Bad or good. But one person, if every person affects three people, and those three people go on to affect three other people, so it builds and builds and builds, and eventually we're affecting so many different people.
Mm-hmm.
That in itself is just what we're doing.
That's amazing. Now, with that being said,
Mhm.
um, who is your inspiration?
Okay. I feel like you probably know this. You know this one. But I think
Yes.
my biggest inspiration, especially for chiropractic, I would say life as a whole is Dr. Tim Young. Um,
Okay.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I've done a lot of like personal transformational work and all of that, and I've got guides and I've got people that I talk to and people that I really look up to. But in terms of who at the moment is just really inspiring me, yep, Dr. Tim Young.
Is it more on just chiropractic, like in life in general, or like is it still
Yeah,
Dr. Simyang or
I would say life in general. There's a lot that
really?
you can learn. Yeah, yeah. So one of the big things is that at the moment, like chiropractic is my life. So I think chiropractic is affecting me.
Exactly.
But no, it's really interesting. If you go ahead and listen to a lot of his seminars, his courses, or anything like that, you hear someone who's speaking to you from a place of being as a whole. It's not just chiropractic is a big part of it, and it is a lot about the work that we're doing. It takes up a lot of our time, but
Hmm.
you still got to nurture you. And I think he really delves into that about really looking after yourself and kind of looking after your friends and your family first and creating that community and that sense of being to help you further increase your impact. So yeah, I would say at the moment, yeah.
Dr. Simyang. That's
Yeah,
exciting.
yeah,
Do you have any other like mentors you have, not just chiropractic or in general health, life, or just
yeah.
chiropractic if you have?
There's a few. So I would say at the moment, just like life wise, I like to think of them as mentors because I think in this day and age we're super lucky with social media, with
Mm,
whether we're able to access people. It's you kind of feel like they're your mentors. But Mel Robbins, oh, just so
amazing.
so good. Um,
Okay.
really for anyone who hasn't touched on Mel Robbins, that's someone to do. That is someone to get in touch with. That is whether it be podcast, book, anything, really, really good. Um oh, tough one now. I mean, um
That just them two that you have in the top of your mind at the moment.
yeah, I would say so. I would say right
And
now those
how would you like do you read their books? Do you like listen to podcasts, YouTube? Which content do you tend to consume more?
so with Mel Robbins, definitely her book, The Let Them Theory, loved
Okay.
that.
Oh, nice.
Her podcast, really, really good. I
Yeah.
think what's really good about that is that as much as you can say that she's a mentor or someone that I really look up to, she's got
Yeah.
so many different people on that podcast that you're getting a wealth of knowledge. So definitely podcasts and you would even just like little snippets here and there,
Yes,
Instagram,
yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
big one.
That's a good
So
one, isn't it? Yeah. And
yeah.
with Dr. Tim Young, is it more on his seminar that you go to or like you in his inner circle? Like how is it?
So, mainly seminars, a little bit on Instagram. I must say the man is really good with keeping his
Yeah.
his audience engaged.
Like his
Uh,
message is just fire, isn't it?
yeah, yeah, it's just exactly need to fire you up a little bit. And then yeah, but if I can, like, just trying to just get all that knowledge as much as possible, really.
Yeah, you just want to surround them, like the people that you want to be as close, like proximity, whether it's like videos, like speaking with people like you and everyone. It's just giving you
Yeah,
that
yeah.
proximity. That's
So
amazing.
that's exactly it. You are who you surround yourself with, so or surround yourself by. So yeah, as much as I can get in, I'll take it.
Now, with that, if you have one question to ask Mel Robbins in this case, what would it be?
Mhm.
Or Dr. Tim Young, or whichever you have to
So I
choose.
think the biggest thing is really what do you do? What are the practices? What are
Hmm.
the kind of habits that you undertake to remain grounded, to really re remain inspired, shall I say? Um,
Mm.
I think that obviously we hear the big ones, meditation, exercising, all of that, and obviously really good, but is there something else like that we need to know about? Like, give us the tips and the tricks, guys.
Like, do you feel like sometimes you're a bit like lost per se, and it always seems like pretty and nice outside, especially with social media, but sometimes you just feel lost in a way, or
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Because I mean,
hmm.
it's one of those things like let's take exercising and you definitely escape for a bit. You get those endorphins running. Like it is a long-term effect, but like surely there must be other things that you're doing to keep yourself grounded. I
Yeah.
think grounding yourself, it's a constant process. It's a constant
Yeah.
remember to ground yourself.
Mm.
So yeah, just like even with meditation, like I know as someone who has attempted it many a time, it's you can be really good at some points. You can kind of slack off a bit. You can go in for long ones, you can go in for short ones, but like, are there other little things that you're doing? Like, what's something that just really changed the game for you?
With that say, like, how do you find do you ground yourself? How do you stay inspired in what you do and staying in so far away from home? Like, how do
Yeah.
you like manage things?
So firstly, I think it's that connection with those who really know you, who really like love and care for you beyond who you are
Mm.
as as a professional. Let me say that because, like I said, obviously chiropractic is my life, and I'm sure it is many chiropractors' lives. But it can become a lot when you're going to work, you're seeing people, you're seeing a huge amounts of people day in and day out, and
Mm.
come back inside, you've got to get yourself hyped up. You've got to still live your life.
Yeah.
So I think like that, like being able to talk to someone who's gonna pull you up when you're not doing something that's true to who you are, who's going to encourage you in things outside of your
Mm.
everyday, who's going to bring up good memories and say to you like, look, remember when you were here and now look at where you are. So connection in that sense really is really something that I aim to do as much as I possibly can. And I think another one for me that I've noticed a big difference with is just journaling. It's
Mm.
just Mel Robbins actually has this thing where she calls it a brain dump, and you basically take a plain piece of paper, you just jot down everything, everything that's on your mind, be it big, be it small, be it the grocery list, be it things you've got to do, be it patients or anything that you're worried
Every
or
single
concerned
thing.
about, just everything. And once it's out there, you're kind of like, okay, my brain is clear. Like I can actually think. And you look back at the piece of paper and you realize, actually, half of the stuff I don't need to worry about right now. It's a
Mm.
future me problem, or it's a past me issue. Like it's really not that hectic. So I think as a chronic overthinker, that helps me a lot.
Right. And do
Yeah.
you tend to do it every day in the morning, like at night, or like once a week? How is it with you?
So I think for me, it's when I'm super overwhelmed, when I'm feeling like there's so much to get done, because that is also another thing about me. I love to think that there's so much going on, and it's really not that deep sometimes. So, especially when I'm feeling overwhelmed, journaling though is more of a everyday thing.
Mm.
Every night I can cut down, or every morning, either morning or evening, if it's just 10 to 20 minutes every day, I really try and get my thoughts down on paper. I used to religiously journal, as in like through high school every single day. There wasn't a day that I missed. And obviously as university happened, it slow starts to
Like,
kind of, yeah, other things start to take priority.
like what introduced you to like start your journaling? Like when you're before uni, like who introduced that to you?
So to be fair, it actually started more as a diary, like as a dear
Oh,
diary.
Okay.
So that's just kind of how it started, and slowly, like as I kind of grew and developed, it grew and developed with me. So it then just became a pure, not really writing to someone or forcing anything out there. It was more just a, this is how I'm feeling, this is what I'm thinking, and
Mm.
the words on the page, it slowly started to become me solving some of my own problems, looking at things in a different way, so gaining perspective on it. Um, so yeah, I think sometimes when you see it out on paper, or you just are able to let go of it for that little bit, you get to
Mm.
process it in a different way. And the big world just doesn't seem that scary anymore.
Yeah, you're just saying things in a different perspective, like a third person instead. Oh, this is actually
Yeah, yeah. I think
small
when you sit
issue.
with emotions for a very long period of time,
Mm.
it you overthink it. You overthink it way too much. You're kind of sitting there and you're like, okay, but they think this and I think this, and where's it gonna go? And just getting it out there, you're like, okay, it's out there now.
And it's a
Let's
lot
work with
easier when
let's
you.
work through it. Yeah.
What is one misconception or myth about your field that drives you crazy?
Oh, where do I start?
Like to go
Um,
deeper?
I think the biggest one, and I'm pretty sure all chiros kind of feel like this, um, is just that we're back experts, that we're back crackers, that all we do is back pain. Oh, it's so crazy to me that there still be times when you get people coming in and they like, oh, doc, like I've had a little bit of a pain running through my arm for ages, and you just whatever you did with my neck, it solved it. And you think to yourself, yeah. Yeah, I know. I knew that was gonna happen.
It's a
But yeah,
day-to-day thing.
oh, it's just but like I said before, it's one of those, it's like it's a humbling experience as well, because the initial kind of reaction is a, why don't they know that? Like, I know that, how do they not know that?
Mm.
But it's again humbling to take that step back and think, I've put in all this effort, I've put in all this work, I've answered the call. So yeah, of course I know all of this, and it's my duty to spread that, to educate people.
And with that, why do you feel like it within chiropractic it's because there's so many different like voices. Some is saying like this, some will say this. Like how do you manage things in between? Because sometimes I feel like I'm lost too.
Yeah, yeah, and I get that, and I think that's probably why I find that I resonate so much with Dr. Sim Young, is because
Mm.
it kind of found me in a state where I was just not happy. Like I didn't understand what I was doing. I didn't understand why. I was looking for purpose and I could find none. It just seemed like nobody was getting better. I had all this pressure on myself because I thought, how dare I not get someone better? Like how that's not possible. And it was in that moment when, after going to some courses and listening, that I realized that we're all just doing this for the first time. We're all just humans going through this for the first time. We've got to learn, we've got to develop with that. And everyone is going to resonate with something different. I could say something to someone 10 times and they could never land, but they could get that one person who says exactly the same thing and it just hits different. So it's one of those to kind of sit down with yourself and think, you're not going to be everybody's cup of tea, because if you were everybody's cup of tea, you'd be a mug. So it's
Ooh, quote of
it's
the
pretty
day.
solid, yeah. But you're going to resonate really well with people, and as long as you're getting that message across, that's okay. There are going to be people who are going to say to you like, look, I prefer going to someone else who does something different, and that's fair. You can't take that stuff personally. You've got to just roll with it and know that the energy that you're putting out will be reciprocated, and you will start to attract those people who want to be with you, want to be touched and healed by you. So it's really just about appreciating every profession or every difference in the profession for what it is, for saying that there's going to be people who like that and want to be that or be like that or be treated by that. And there's going to be people who come to you, and those are the ones that you want, is the ones that are, it's not going to be a fight, it's not going to be a struggle. It just
Hmm.
works.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's more than just knowing what we do, knowing what we offer, and also just planting seeds because you're the one who said that, who taught me also is saying that you're just telling the same thing, but then sometimes it lands, maybe 6 months later you say the same thing and it lands this time. So it's
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
really
I mean, I'm
hard.
sure that you feel that as well. You'll get people who come in and you haven't seen them for like a year,
Mm.
and they come in and then it's like a different person. Everything just lands. They just understand better. They want to do what you're telling them to do. They are consistent with coming in and
Mm.
getting adjusted. And you're just like, where was this person a month ago? Like, I don't
Yeah,
understand. But
yeah,
it is just about that, like just allowing people to
yeah.
really come to it on their own. You can take a horse to water, you can't make a drink. You've just got to let it be.
That's Sashlyn, you're dropping gems on this quote of
Oh,
the day. Oh my God. What is the most interesting or complex case you've dealt with so far?
so I feel like I have been quite lucky in a sense. Maybe not lucky is maybe not the word,
Mm-hmm.
but there's nothing really that comes to mind where I think, wow, this was really tough and we got to
Mm.
the end of it. I mean, there's definitely patients that have been challenging for sure. But I think the biggest challenge that I face most often actually is bringing it back to that communication. It's
Mm.
just getting people to understand that I'm not going to heal them. If I could, I would, as I'm sure anyone would. But it's coming down to getting the point across to someone who doesn't really see you for what you can be doing. So it's getting the person that comes in and says, "Crack my back," or like, "I
Mm.
just want to hear the pop," and you think, "Oh, all right." And I've got people who I've seen for a long period of time who still come in and say, "Look, I just want to be clicked. I just want to be popped." Or the person who comes in and says, "Oh, I didn't pop the same as I did last time." And you think, okay, okay, I've got to take this back now.
Yeah.
There's something I'm not doing right. There's something I'm
Mm.
not. And I think that's the difficult bit is you've only got a set amount of time with these people
Yeah.
before you lose them completely. And it's
Mm.
really just about building that connection and kind of getting them to understand like what we're actually trying to achieve here,
How do
why
you,
this is built.
yeah, how do you make them understand and how do you like manage people? Like, I'm sure like everyone comes in thinking chiropractic is just cracking eggs or like,
Yeah, yeah.
firecrackers or anything. How did you manage people like this? What do you say?
So the first bit I think essentially is just you've got to start from the beginning. You
Mm.
can't leave it for 4 or 5 sessions in, or even longer than that, and
Mm.
either hope that they get it, or keep saying to yourself like, "Oh, we'll get there. They'll get it. We'll understand."
Mm.
It starts from the beginning. It starts from that time that you see them and is for that initial consultation, and
Mm.
kind of saying to them like, "Look, this is what I can do. This is what I can't do," and like helping them to understand that like it's their body. They've been I think a lot of times people kind of get into this where they view themselves and their body as two different things. It's like my body's working against me. My this is not right, that's not right.
Mm.
Well, I do this right, but like why is my body doing this? Why is it aging? And it's like, no, 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 you're one and the same. So
Mm.
whether it be your thoughts, your actions, anything like that is going to start to affect it. So it's kind of bringing them back to that and kind of getting them to understand, like, look, we're not fighting against something here. We want to work with it. If it's not working with us, it's telling us something. That's all that it is. It's saying to us, look, I'm not happy. Like, please help me.
Mm.
So it starts from that initial birth and just laying the seeds all the time and like, watering those seeds. So it's also not being pushy about it, but that's the thing is that you don't have to be pushy about this. Everybody knows. They know and they understand. They know themselves what's going on. It's just sometimes it takes a little bit of nurturing to kind of get them to
Mm.
understand that. So my only thing is starting early, laying the foundation and watering the seeds.
How'd you, how would people know that, oh, chiropractic can help with whatever I'm dealing with, or like how would they know to actually get checked by a chiropractor per se?
So I think this is where it comes down to us as chiropractors, is that people are not going to know. We are going to have to be the ones that show them, that teach
Mm.
them. I think we're living in a world now where chiropractic has become so many different things. It's not just one clear cut, this is what it is. So internally, we are fighting against ourselves a little bit. But that beyond that, it's
It's a
just
whole nother
about trying to get
podcast.
the word out there. We'll get there.
Yeah.
It's about getting the word out there as much as possible, staying true to who you are and true to what you believe in, and just telling the patients exactly as it is. Say to them, if you think it's going to be longer, it's going to be longer. If you think it's going to take a while or it's going to be a hard call to kind of get them there,
Yeah.
so be it. But trying to get out there as much as possible. You don't change the world by remaining small. And I think that's a big thing that all chiros really need to start to step up to the plate and realize that, yeah, we can all stay in our little bubble. We can stay in our little bubble and we can treat just what we want to and just the people that we want to. And fair, if that works, it works for you. But we're not going to start to impact the rest of the world, the rest of our communities if we still play small.
Mm.
So yeah, it's one of those like we've got to come to the party now.
That's really good one that you've dropped because like people tend to think like, oh no, they don't understand this, but you as you're the doctor, you didn't communicate to them.
Yeah,
Whatever they know about
yeah,
chiropractic comes from you. So if you don't communicate to them what you know, first of all, you need
yeah,
to know what you're doing before you can
uh,
communicate that. So it's like
yeah.
that's
Oh, 100%. It's like people think it's this foreign concept, but it's the same as like if you had to think to yourself right now, I really want to know about finance. Like I want to know about investing.
mm,
Well, how are you going to do that? You're going to start to read books. You're going to start to go and speak to the people who know what they're talking about.
hmm
And sometimes you may even just say, can't be bothered with this. Like, I'm just going to hand over everything to someone and let them deal with it.
mm,
So we're getting people who are coming in who don't have the resources to just pick up a book and read all about us and exactly what we do and understand all of that.
yeah.
So what they're coming in with is they're giving everything to us and they're saying, help me, like show me,
Yeah.
guide me. So we've got to take that up. It's a privilege to do it. It's not everyone's going to answer the call. Not everyone is going to get called up. But if you
Mm.
have, you owe it to yourself, you owe it to your community, and the powers that be to really hone in that skill and to spread the word.
Dr. Sashlyn, you're dropping lots of gem there. When I'm writing
Uh,
down, what is one mindset shift that has changed your perspective on health, on life?
so again, there's so much going on in my head. I told you, chronic overthinker over here.
Where do we start?
Um, I think, and I think I did say this a little earlier as well. The biggest thing that shifted like a lot for me is, especially in kind of practice, is we're all human and we're all doing this for the first time. We tend to think that everyone has the answers or people older than us know everything. And it's like, nah, we're all just in this space for the first time. So we've got to give ourselves a bit of grace when times get really tough. We've got to just say, like, look, no one's ever dealt with this before because no one's ever been you before either. No one's had the experience that you've had. So you can get advice for sure. You can read books and you can consume knowledge, but like for the most part, it's the first time. So give yourself
Mm,
grace. Let yourself feel all the emotions that you need to feel. Reach out to those that can really help you because yeah, maybe some advice will hit different, but most importantly, like just live in the moment, experience as much of life as you possibly can, give back as much as you possibly can, and yeah, just know that there's a reason that you are where you are. Nothing happens by accident. So savor it. Savor it for all that it's worth.
I need to look back on all this recording and write down all the key points that you noticed and all the quotes that you drop in there.
Uh,
With that, any books or resources you would recommend, Dr. Sashlyn?
so a bit of a bookworm over here, but I'll reach for the stuff that's on my desk at the moment. So
Go for it.
um chicken soup for the chiropractic soul.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyone who knows the chicken soup series knows that it's not something that's going to give you um a massive amount of knowledge or change anything, but it's going to hit a little soft spot in your soul.
Okay.
So I really do recommend that one. It's just filled with chiropractic stories about just everyday people, be it doctors, be it patients, whoever it may be, and just how chiropractic has impacted them. So I
Mm,
think that's just really good to sometimes look back and see that it's not, you're going to get a lot of pushback for sure, but there's good work being done. And to remind ourselves that, yeah, good work can continue to be done. We've just got to put the work in. And then the other one is I always go back to this. Who moved my cheese?
Oh, that's a good book.
Yeah, any sort of time there's any change, I think we like to fight change, and there's a couple things that are certain in life, death and change. So it's best to become comfortable with change for sure. So yeah, love that one. And then yeah, just podcasts. Like I mean, if I could put anyone onto anything, it's get onto the Mel Robbins
You mentioned that,
podcast.
yes.
That's a goodie.
Yeah.
Um, Live Better with Dr. Rangan Chatterjee. Also really good for anyone, specifically healthcare professionals. And uh, yeah, On Purpose with Jay Shetty. I think those would probably be my top three at the moment.
Okay. Lots of jam there. Outside of chiropractic, outside of like
Mhm.
work, like what is who is Dr. Sashlyn? Because this is something that you taught me also, like life is not just work. Because
Yeah.
so like outside of this, who is Dr. Sashlyn? Who is Saslyn Padayachee?
Oof. Really, really asking me some deep questions this Sunday. But I think for me it's I'm just a being. I'm a free being full of love. That's how I kind of like to see myself, and how that expresses itself can be very different. So, I am an adventurer at heart. You will always catch me on a plane going somewhere,
I can
as
verify
much as I can help
that.
it. I'm um I'm just yeah, I love I said still love my sports, still watch all the sports I possibly can. And yeah, I can say that I'm dedicated to everything I put my mind to. So
Hmm.
that's a big one. I feel like I'm giving like a little bit of myself for a job interview. Ever wondered what it was like going into a job interview with me? This is it.
No, that's
Yeah,
good.
so that's just me.
A bit of a fire round now.
Oh, okay.
It's just like a quick, like easy questions for you, like
Yeah.
this and that. First one is sunrise or sunset?
Oh, I'm gonna go sunrise,
Okay. Flying or diving?
flying,
Diving. Flying.
flying.
Flying. Okay. You don't scuba dive?
No,
That's not a fire
that's not.
question anymore. Sauna or ice bath?
Oh, sauna.
What song are on repeat for you right now?
Um, oh, Casey Musgraves, Deeper Well.
Okay. What is your go-to cafe order in a cafe?
Oh, a mocha, definitely, 100%. Give it to me iced, give it to me hot, I will drink it. A mocha.
And last one, what's your favorite sports?
Oh, now that is a tough one. That
Yeah.
is a very, very tough one. Um, oh, I don't know if I can answer that one.
Yeah, yeah, like
We'll put it
two.
down. Can I pick two? Okay, I'll take it. We'll definitely have to put down basketball. Absolutely love basketball. And I'm not going to put down football. My team currently sucks. So we will not be discussing that any further. So I'll probably put down volleyball.
Interesting. Okay.
Very, isn't it? Yeah.
Is there any other questions that you wish people ask you more of?
Um, I think, I mean, obviously outside of the profession, because I wish people would just ask more about chiropractic, but outside of that, I think we should all just ask each other so many more questions. Like
Mm,
we're not going to take down um any sort of culture, history, anything like that without just engaging with each other.
mm.
So let's start with a simple one. Just I think I wish people asked more about what is a defining moment in your life. I think that's a good one. Be it personal, professional, what is a defining moment?
What's your defining moment then?
Oh no, I knew this was gonna turn back on me.
Like,
I think
is there one? Or maybe multiple?
I think yeah, I think one big defining well, there's two big defining moments for me. What Oh, number one, I would have to say is a little bit of a young one. So young Sashlyn
Mm-hmm.
was the choice to kind of go over to boarding school. I mean, we can deep delve into that one, but my choice, and it just
Oh,
shaped me into the person I am today. It changed so much.
mm,
And I'm so, so grateful for the experience. So I think that was definitely a defining moment. And the other defining moment was probably choosing to come here.
yeah.
A couple options on my plate, and for a long time I couldn't understand why I decided to come here, but it's slowly opening itself up to me. So defining moment, choosing this.
With that say, why would you choose to practice in the UK? Because in South Africa, after your studies, you still after your like 6 years of studies, you still need to come over and take a board exam in the UK.
Yeah.
So what made you lose your mind and come over here?
Oh, so I mean, maybe this may be a bit controversial, but basically, I had always thought the Netherlands for the longest time. I just liked the thought of the
Yes.
Netherlands. And then towards the end of university, I thought to myself, no, but the Netherlands is full of vitalists. And I don't want to be a vitalist. Like, you will never catch me ever anywhere close to a vitalist. And so I looked at my other options and I thought, okay, cool. I know that I can practice more mechanistic in the
Mm,
UK. There's
mm,
more options to go
mm.
that way. So let me do that. I mean, in hindsight, lol. But, um,
Too
but
vitalist.
yeah, I mean, that's probably another topic for another podcast
We need to
session. Look
invite you
me up.
back to the podcast if you like.
Yeah, look at me already acting like I'm invited back. But honestly, like
Um,
that's another big topic for a
yeah,
different day. But that was a big one. Yeah.
I think you're, as I said, the right person, the right time.
Yeah.
That's what you taught
Yeah.
me again. So you did.
Yeah, everything happens for a reason. I mean, someone is bound to hear me saying that at least 3 times a day. And sometimes it's difficult. It's difficult to take my own advice and realize, yeah, everything is happening the way it's meant to happen. But yeah, definitely everything for a reason.
Mm. What is the next step for you then, professionally or
Ah,
like personally, or not maybe not personal?
uh, next step for me right now is I'm really enjoying the space that I'm in at the moment.
Mm,
I'm enjoying kind of the people that I'm seeing, the community that I'm impacting, um, which I think took a little while for me to kind of become comfortable with. But I think the next step is I know that at some point I will open up my own practice. So keep your
amazing.
eyes open. Keep your
Yeah,
eyes
that's
open.
amazing.
Yeah, I definitely think that there's still a little bit more that needs to be learned and maybe a little bit more fun to have before I settle down on that one and decide kind of where as well.
Yeah,
But that's definitely it. I mean, if anyone wants to
yeah.
drop in name suggestions for practice, that would be grand.
Just drop it in the
But
comments below.
yeah, comment in the comments below. But yeah, so I think definitely we're going to start building towards that now. So be that kind of seminars or courses or anything like that. The big goal is just to start to build towards
Mm.
that big goal at the end.
When do you feel like you're ready then?
Oh, it's a tough one. I think will we ever truly be ready?
Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
a philosophical question right there. But um, I think I'll know when the time is right. For right now, like I said, I'm having fun,
In
and I
life.
think yeah, really, really enjoying life. I mean, I always say this to you. You've got to sit with yourself sometimes and ask yourself, am I truly happy right now? If I had to die tomorrow for whatever reason,
Oh,
would I die happy? And I'm not talking I've had a bad day and I don't want to, don't want to continue from this bad day, but I'm talking can you really sit with I'm happy personally, professionally, I'm happy. I know that I'm going to wake up tomorrow. I'm going to maybe feel a bit tired, but I'm going to be so amped for the day. And if
mm.
the answer to that is ever no, you know something's got to change. So for right now, I'm happy. I'm enjoying. The call will come for the next step at some point. I know that, but I'm just making small improvements towards it. Until then,
Dr. Sashlyn, you're always dropping like you all these things you've been teaching so much, not just chiropractic, but also in life, and like all these things just reminding you that it's not just this, there's like so much out of life. So really
Yeah.
thankful to have you as a very good friend and for us to for you to, start this show in a really amazing way because there's so much gems that I just need to like summarize in the description. There's going to be a long list over there, a whole essay for that,
Yeah.
what you've spoke about.
Yeah.
Is there
I
anything
look
you would
forward.
like to let us know? Anything you'd like to add on for now, or
Mm, I think if there's anything I could leave anyone with, it's just you've got to enjoy life. We've only got one. I mean that's so corny, but genuinely, and just for any healthcare professionals, it's really it's a gift and it's a privilege to do what we do. Not everybody
Mm,
gets the call, not everybody answers. The fact that you're here tells us enough. So it's time to kind of put in the work. Let's just start to change some lives, man.
that's amazing. Where can people find you, Dr. Sashlyn?
I mean,
Is
so
there
at the
anything?
moment, you want to come see me in practice, pop on over
In
to
Liverpool.
Liverpool, in Liverpool. Who knows? Maybe we do a mobile service at some point. This could be
Could
you'll
be
be able to book
exciting.
me in advance.
We'll have a waiting list
But
for you.
thank you, thank you. But socials, I just use my first and last name, so you will be able to find me wherever you're looking.
Is it more
Don't
like
look me up on TikTok though. That's the only one.
would you point more to like LinkedIn or like Instagram or like
LinkedIn. Probably
LinkedIn?
LinkedIn. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
probably the best place. So
drop
yeah.
your links in there. Yeah, amazing. Right, thank you for your time, Dr. Sashlint, and we will
Oh,
see you
thank you
really
for
soon.
having me.
I hope you have gained loads of insights and you have been writing down because I definitely have. And as I said, Dr. Sashley never fails to deliver, and it's really nice to see how much she has grown since the last time we have touched base. Let us know what is your one key takeaway and what stood out to you the most. For me, I have a lot of insights. Each time when I speak with Sashlyn, she always keeps me thinking in a different perspective in life. So it's really nice to have her in for the first episode of this podcast. It's definitely exciting. For me, in terms of the key takeaway that I've gained, there's quite a few, I would say a lot. Quite a few quotes that resonate a lot at this point of time. One of it is, you don't change the world by being small. You don't change the world by being small. Now, in the initial conversation, we were talking about, oh, you start small, start with this person, and then this person affects the family, the community, the society, and the world. What Dr. Sashlyn was referring to, paying it forward. In this other perspective, you don't change the world by being small. You don't change the world by not sharing your expertise, your insights, your story. You don't share the world by, you don't change the world by not helping people, by serving. And that's what I gain from this. And the next one is, the only thing certain in life is death and change. And that's just like profound. It's, again, profound is just a word, but as we'll talk about, it's the right things at the right time from the right people. So that is what stood out a lot for me. I find that there's one theme that Dr. Sashlyn was talking about. It's more on how she's trying to navigate life at the moment, and there's overthinking, all those things, journaling, brain dumping. That's a really good action. I'll probably be doing that a little bit more also. And the other quote that she was talking about this quite a few times was, we are all human beings. It's all our first time. So you would think that person would probably be smarter than you or whatnot, or my parents would know more than me. Some cases, yes, experience wise, but I felt like when you become an adult is when you realize that, oh, it's your parents' first time too. And this reminds me of a quote from Steve Jobs. Everything around you that you call life was made up by people that were no smarter than you, and you can change it. That is a mindset shift that helped me a lot to navigate also in terms of, oh, actually, I can do it too. That is a few key points that I have. Definitely will listen back to this recording again because I'm sure quite a few things I've missed, and there's going to be more different things that I'll pick up as I listen again. So that concludes the first episode of the Life of Being podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to like and subscribe from wherever you hear this podcast, whether it's Apple Podcast, Spotify, or YouTube, and share it with someone who could use this conversation today. Until next time. Take care of yourself. Take care of your being.